Yesterday I was on the phone talking to one of my homeboys, and we was just talking to our daughters about just things that happen in life. We got on the subject of older men trying to date them as young girls. And he was telling me how some guy that's his friend, he's my age, like 30, added his daughter or daughters on Instagram. Um, and he had an issue with it. So he said something to the guy and said something to his daughters. So that made me ask him the question, do you ever speak to your daughters about things before they happen? And he was like, no. He basically felt like I don't want to speak things into existence. And I told him how I am with my daughter. I told him that I would rather my daughter be prepared than someone trying to like basically pull the wool over her eyes and this being her first time knowing of a situation. Because I kind of feel like if you don't start instilling stuff in your children when they're young, when they get older, they won't receive it the same. They won't hear you. So, for example, I was talking to my daughter one day about how older men would try to date a younger girl and start telling her how she's so mature for her age. When in reality, y'all know that's not why that man's dating you. It's because you're mature. Her receiving this information at 14 may come off completely different at 16, 17, 18. Being that old and me giving the example to her then opposed to giving to them to her now, she may receive it completely different. She may take it as like me just not wanting her to be with this specific person, or I don't want you to have fun, I don't want you to have a life. But me knowing that's not the case. Anyway, I said all that to say this. Talk to your children. Talk to your children now before they become adults. Talk to them about situations that has not happened yet, so they would know how to handle them, or at least something will ring like, you know what, my mama told me about that. My daddy did mention it. Because I give my daughter so much game that I wish somebody would have given me. Like my shortcomings and my imperfections, I don't hide that stuff from my children. Because if I could stop you from making the same mistakes that I did just by talking to you, I'm gonna give it a shot. And my mom used to always say, you can learn a lot from a fool if you listen.